What's up? Got a video for you here. I want to talk about making moves in your life and in your business, and how if you don't know if something's going to turn out or not. This is really bright. That's better. If you don't know how something's going to turn out and you want to make a move in your life or in your business and try something new or whatever it is, it's going to be scary. It's going to feel like a pit in your stomach because it always usually involves money, right? It always involves taking on some type of something, signing a contract, signing some kind of lease or a new payment or something. You're like, how the hell are we even going to afford this? Well, we can't even afford this, right? But sometimes you need that new thing in order to open the door to get to the next thing. And you can sit around and speculate and do the math all day long, but you'll never find out until you actually do the thing. And then when you go out and do the thing, what you learn in that process is, that's how you learn. And people say, you got to take a risk. Take a risk. You know what? I was in the auto parts store today. I was grabbing some stuff real fast. And I thought about taking a risk isn't just like you press a button and now you took the risk, it's over. No, taking a risk is something you're doing day by day, every moment in the moment, with your stomach turning, going, I'm going through this risk I took and making this thing work out. What is a risk? What is risk? Right? How do you mitigate risk? How do you could do all the numbers and have a plan and execute your plan. But what really is a risk? A risk is, buying a truck or a piece of equipment or something like that. A risk is, oh, by the way, I finally bought a truck and I didn't buy a new truck. I bought a 2006 F-150. It's white and the thing runs good and it pulls the trailer like a toy. I got it cheap on Craigslist. That's why I bought it. Sorry. I got three used trucks. But it had a leak in the back transmission fluid. There's a crack in the tail housing from the U-joints spinning the drive shaft, kind of like lopsided like an egg. So anyways, I got it fixed for a few $100. It's good now. Little things, man. But anyways, so for me, got the wife on payroll now. Obviously, I'm on payroll, and I look at how much money has to come in every single week or month in order to pay for all this. And all I can do is put my nose to the grindstone and grind. So I haven't been making a lot of YouTube videos lately because it costs a lot of money to make YouTube videos. Sometimes you do all these small jobs and they just barely get you by and you're pulling your hair out. And then, once a week or once every 2 weeks, you'll get this big job that just fills in the gap and makes everything work out. So I really believe in this whole EQ thing. You got IQ, but you got EQ, which is emotional intelligence. And here's the biggest thing I could say right now is when you feel fear or you feel afraid or you start doing this domino effect, like, oh my God, if this doesn't work, oh my God, and you imagine when something hits the fan, you imagine your whole life falling apart, your business falling apart, you losing everything in the worst possible case scenario happening. Because in every moment and every shift, if it goes down a little, oh shit, it feels like you're crashing. And when it goes up, you feel like you're, okay, now I'm going up. It's such an emotional roller coaster. My William talks about this, the tree guy, lumberjack guy with the beard. You know who William is. I don't even have to say that anymore. Sometimes in the winter, there's no tree jobs and no money's coming in. And then when the spring breaks in the summer, you can't even fight off the people wanting trees. It's like people throwing money at you, and you could work sun up till sundown, just have money falling out of your pockets. And he called me one night. He's like, dude, the emotional roller coaster of this business is crazy, of small business. Because you go from soaking wet to bone dry, and bone dry to soaking wet, like full engaged, completely off, full engaged. And the ability to control that fear. Like this morning I had some tremendous anxiety all the way, most of the day, right? Had a truck broken down, had to go to the shop, had just, I don't even want to go to the shebang. Stuff that happens in small business when shit hits the fan, and you have to push forward and being pulled in 50 different directions at once while the phone's ringing. It's very, very stressful to run a small business, and sometimes you got to cross your fingers and just cross bridges when you get there. You got to just move forward without every piece of information. It's almost like in a Imagine a cockpit of a plane. If one of the gauges goes down, you have to rely on all the other gauges to find out what that one gauge, that blind spot, isn't doing. Jimmy John. And, 8 times out of 10, it works out. But 2 times out of 10, it blows up in your face. Are you an idiot? No, you're running a small business. If you were persecuted for everything, or every mistake you ever made, or something stupid you accidentally said to a customer, something you flaked out on, and that was posted on Google for the world to see, we'd all be out of business. Because you're not perfect, I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, dude. And just because you're a small business owner doesn't mean that you're supposed to be perfect or know everything about business and be totally perfect, right? Especially if you're in desperation or in fear, you're in your first couple years and you're just like not even charging enough, and you're pulling your hair out and you're like, oh my God, how do I do this? And the competition, you could work yourself into a frenzy where I've just been through that, and I still go through that stuff. Not as much now, but it was bad the first couple years, and you're expected to be perfect, right? You shouldn't. If like you feel this like judge sitting on your shoulder all the time, and it's all the people just criticizing you and reprimanding you from every failure you ever made. And you know what? Screw that, dude. That's what my buddy Mike. I got a buddy Mike owns a big lawn care company. Well, not big. He's got like 3 crews, 3 crews. Does a lot of snow. This dude's been doing this 20-something years. And dude, Sunday night at 10 p.m., he's out there in the garage with a hammer or welding a plow or a piece of equipment or something, dude. This guy just grinds and hustles. Makes good money, but this guy works his ass off. And he said he calls them armchair quarterbacks. It's so easy for someone to sit and watch TV with a beer in their hand and yell at the quarterback, who's like a star football player, and call him an effing idiot, and tell him how to play the game. But if you're armchair quarterback, it's easy for people that aren't going through what you're going through. They're sitting on the outside to sit there and criticize you and criticize what you're trying to accomplish. And nothing will ever be good for these people, especially the people that are closest to you. They're constantly going to tell you what you're doing wrong, what you should have done better, what of this, and you just want to get angry and be like, dude, F you. But you can't say that to the people that you love. You just got to keep grinding and hustling day in, day out, and just we all make mistakes, man. So that felt good. This is like my YouTube therapy, bro. Alright, it's actually late, just worked a long day, and I'm about to fire up this computer and start editing some top secret stuff I can't tell you about. Oh shit, dog. Alright, I care about you. You know that I do. I read every single one of the comments, but there's so many comments that I can't reply to them all. I literally don't have time to reply to the comments, but I read every single one. And so if you leave a comment and give me a thumbs up, dude, I read every single and I'm right there with you. I'm like, yes, oh hell yes. And even some of the people are like, you're a fucking idiot, Keith. Stupid. And like, why do you keep coming back and watching it if you hate me? I can post a video. It's like a 10-minute video, and the video's been up like 2 seconds, and already people are going, thumbs down. It's like, I don't even know what that means, but yeah, I'm not perfect, dude. I'm only human. You're only human, and good times. I'm looking at you, man. I'm looking at you. I see you.